Hello there, Big Benedict here. We're playing Gears of War Reloaded on the Series X, and this is my insane difficulty guide and walkthrough. We're currently on 1-4. It is entitled Fork in the Road. So, of course, as I mentioned, we'll always be covering both paths. But one thing I wanted to mention before we get too engrossed in the guide is that the text, the aesthetic with the text and just the general presentation of the text and the font and things like that. I really detest it. I think it's goddamn ugly. They introduced that in the Ultimate Edition, that New Age font. It really rubs me the wrong way. I hate it. But this is the first path. All you have to do is just kill 3 enemies as you go up the hill. You don't have to assist your enemies that are on the turret over there. So just go through the door, and then I'm going to revert back to this previous checkpoint, and we're going to go down the right path. The right path is much more involved. So you're going to be going up these stairs over here, and then there's going to be a guy on a turret, and then somebody else next to him. But as much as turret enemies can be extremely bitchy in this game, and I'll explain later, he does turn to your teammates in the other room so that you can get a good line of sight on him. But generally speaking, the turret enemies are very difficult kills because they're extremely bitchy, and they always have your number, and they always play these fucking games about being coy and not letting you hit their face, and it's really frustrating. So once everything's done, you want to jump on the turret because there's going to be about 2 grubs down the hall. So jump on the turret / Troika, and then once Dom or Carmen gets up, it's an indication that you can proceed. You get a checkpoint over here. Now there's going to be a spotter in an office room, and if you want to throw a frag grenade up there, you can. I like to rush him though, but you need to realize though that this guy can turn his attention on you. This guy up here, he can turn his attention on you very easily. So if you don't want to rush him like I do and chainsaw him, just shoot him from behind those sandbags. He does try to come up to you quite a bit. Now there are a couple of guys near the turret up there, but the most important thing to know about this is that when you do kill all of the remaining enemies, which is usually about, at this point, 2, maybe 3, I'm going to come back here because I know that there's going to be a grub hole spawning back here, and this grub hole spawns a lot of enemies. So it spawns after you kill anybody left from that previous first part of the fight. There was one point over here where I thought I had killed everybody, and I start aiming my frag in the vicinity of where I know that the hole is going to spawn. But you don't want to get on the Troika and shoot everybody from the other side of the room. See, this is where the hole is right over there, but I was a little bit too early because I was unaware that we have some enemies left over here to kill. But the second you kill the last enemy, you're going to have that hole spawn over here. So it's in your best interest. It's not crucial, and you don't have to do it, but it makes it a hell of a lot easier. The hole is right over here. So quickly seal it. You won't have to fight any enemies. There could be like up to 5 enemies there. And then what I'd like to do, because there is one more guy that rushes you. You don't have a checkpoint, so be careful. I like to stand to one side of the door with the chainsaw revved up. And then when he kicks the door down, I like to rush him and chainsaw him. I've never got killed by him. That doesn't mean you can't get killed by him. Maybe there's a bad circumstance where he fires you, you get staggered, then you can't use your chainsaw, and then he puts you down. But I've done that maybe a dozen times. He's never done that to me. But, due to the type of capriciousness of game design, anything can happen there. But that has been Fork in the Road. I will see you in the next video. And until we see each other again, please continue to take care.